Hi, my name is Sarah Hansen. This is my final project, the wrap-up conclusion to my month with my client, Michelle. Wanted to talk about what went well, what didn't go as planned, what I learned, what she learned, and what we're going to do moving forward as we progress in her training. So, Michelle we had 12 workouts programmed during this cycle. She missed 2. She was sick for both of those. She had bronchitis, went to the doctor, continued to do a little bit of movement away from the gym, but missed 2 of those workouts. So she showed commitment there. She's been consistent, showing up, not always in the best headspace, but sometimes in an appropriate headspace, I'll say. She has started tracking movement using a Fitbit. She has started tracking her nutrition using that same app. And when I say tracking, we are talking about consistency in one meal and looking for the amount of protein in that meal every day. Michelle, as I mentioned, I think in my last video, has struggled a little bit with an eating disorder and has struggled with her weight most of her life. So I've known her about a year, and so have wanted to be very sensitive to that subject. And so we've just started with small habits. So I know that she has begun to understand how important it is to be consistent and how she's had a lack of consistency, quite frankly, in her nutrition. So also went well. She saw improvement in her deadlift, her front squat, and in her incline bench, which were all the strength. We sort of focused on those 3 as being her primary strength movements this month. Also saw a lot of improvement in her lunges. So those went really well. The programming seemed appropriate to the movements that she had set as her goals. And we've definitely seen improvement in all of those. So those went well. Let's think here. Didn't go as planned. We're still not moving regularly with enough consistency. We have not implemented an appropriate strategy to get her up and moving. She works at a desk. She works on Zoom. She's a counselor. We've talked about small plan strategies. We've talked about big ones. Prioritizing movement, which just hasn't landed yet, quite frankly. And also, when saying what didn't go as planned, we're having trouble seeing the scale move a lot, quite honestly. My thoughts on that are related to her nutrition and to a lack of awareness around what she's actually eating, as well as having had the habits for eating that she's had for such a long time, and just trying to teach her new ways of thinking about that. So it's not shocking to me that we haven't seen a lot of weight loss, but it's certainly demotivating, and so I would include that in what hasn't gone as planned. What I learned, Michelle loves to add weight. She loves to feel confident. We actually had a few sessions where she had a partner and she challenged herself more. So whether that's competitive nature or just having a partner, I'm not quite sure. I would say I lend it into a competitive nature, because as soon as that person is gone, she sort of dials back into leaning on to me, to being her focus and the person that she's looking to for validation. So, but I learned that she's competitive. So we actually implemented a little challenge in the middle of this programming, just as sort of a side note, because I saw that she was motivated by that. So she wants to be adventurous, but she second guesses herself all the time when she is trying a new movement, trying something she's not sure about. She's not terribly resistant to trying new things. She actually likes to try new things, but she struggles sometimes to connect what it's going to take with what she wants to do. So I learned that, and am learning how to continue to program that appropriately. We've talked what she's learned. We've talked a lot about consistency this month. Small adjustments, not big plans. She's been training for about a year and a half, and this month, quite honestly, I think she has started to accept some of those realities, that she likes to go big, and then when it doesn't work, she quits. And so we've just stayed consistent with small changes, and I think I've seen a shift in her, so I would call that learning. That consistent small changes are more sustainable over time and will help her get to her goals. So moving forward, we're going to continue to work on that daily movement. I'm going to continue to look for strategies and ways to help Michelle implement daily movement and consistency. Same with the nutrition. Once I feel confident that she has the habit that she's committed to of breakfast nailed down and is tracking that regularly, then we will add an additional nutrition prescription or nutrition awareness component there. But frankly, I'm not changing it until she shows that she can be consistent with it, and we'll track it. We've seen a lot of success in her lunge movement. I meant in single leg squats. Oh, excuse me. I mentioned that earlier. We're going to keep working on that. She lights up a room when she does a lunge and does it properly. So we're going to continue to work on that. We're still just in the body weight stage right now, and so we're going to keep moving forward with that. But using specific types of lunges and step ups to build that strength as well. That's my notes on our game plan moving forward. We're going to continue to work on confidence building. We are going to continue to work on building autonomy. Michelle has shown a lot of progress building autonomy with having me as her trainer in the gym. So, meaning that she's learning to do gym math. She's learning to know how to set up her stations. She is learning to look at the workout and understand what it is and not lean on the trainer entirely. That feels enormously successful to me, to see her do that and then understand that it's her responsibility, quite frankly, as a person in the gym. So we're going to continue to build that confidence as well. I've struggled a little bit just observationally with understanding the type of focus that she brings to the gym when she comes. Sometimes it's there and it's present, and other times it's just completely absent. Quite frankly, she'll ask me the same question 3 or 4 different times. So typically when that happens, I'll slow down and either make a small joke that I think gets my point across. And so I'll just say, observationally, I appreciate it as a coach when she shows up ready for her workout. I don't appreciate it when she's not focused. Doesn't seem to be tied specifically to anything yet. I think there's a work component here. We've talked a little bit about work being a stressor on her and keeping it in its proper place, but it shows up in the gym sometimes. I'm not hesitant to say when it does, but I'm comfortable doing that with kindness and awareness, and just reminding her that time is her time to not think about work and to not be present for those that she does work with. So I'm looking forward to continuing to work with Michelle. We have no plans on stopping anytime soon. We're going to keep building. We've actually got a strength test week that I know she's super excited about that's not included in the programming I'm submitting for this project, but we're excited about it. So I look forward to this journey. I've enjoyed this journey throughout the coaching certification program, and look forward to any questions that you may have for me. Thanks so much.